I used to be bad at talking to people, not in an obvious way. I had friends, I could hold basic conversations, but something always felt off. People didn't really listen when I spoke. I'd say something and get blank stares. My crush once looked straight through me when I said hi like I wasn't even there, and every conversation left me with the same feeling, like I just failed a test I didn't know I was taking, so I did what everyone does. I googled how to be better at talking to people, and the advice was everywhere: smile more, ask questions, make eye contact, be confident, be humble, listen better, great, super helpful. So I tried all of it. At the same time, and somehow, I got worse. I became this fake version of myself. Trying to remember 12 different rules while talking made me sound like a robot reading a script. I was so busy thinking about how to talk that I forgot how to be a human being. But then I discovered something that changed everything. One habit, stupidly simple, and it made every other social skill click into place without me even trying. In this video, I'll show you exactly what that habit is, why it works when everything else fails, and how to use it starting today. Stay until the end because the final step is what separates people who improve from people who stay stuck forever. Here's what I realized. One day I was playing chess with my dad, and I was terrible. Like, losing in 6 moves terrible, but here's the weird part. I'd watched hours of chess videos, I knew the terms, I understood the ideas, so why was I still trash? Because knowing something doesn't mean you can do it. Watching videos about chess doesn't make you good at chess. It just makes you someone who watched videos, and that's when it clicked. People aren't computers. You can't download a program called Social Skills and suddenly be smooth. Information doesn't equal ability. I could watch 100 videos about talking to people, it wouldn't matter, because none of them showed me how to actually practice. They just gave me more rules, more things to remember, more ways to feel like I was doing it wrong. Most social advice is like that. It tells you what to do, but not how to build the skill. It's like telling someone, just be confident, when they're nervous. Cool, thanks, super useful. I needed something different. Something I could use in real conversations without thinking. That's when I discovered what I now call the pause habit. Sounds boring, right? Here it is. Before you respond in a conversation, pause for 1 full second. That's it. I know it sounds too simple to work, but here's the problem most people don't realize. Most people start planning their response before the other person even finishes talking. They're not listening, they're just waiting for their turn. I used to do this constantly. Someone would start a sentence and halfway through, I'd already be thinking, okay, what do I say next? Which meant I missed the actual point they were making. This creates 3 massive problems. First, you miss what they actually said. You're guessing, you're responding to half a sentence. Second, you sound messy, you rush, you trip over words, you say things you don't mean. Third, people can feel it. They feel unheard, like you're not really there, so they check out and the conversation dies. The pause habit fixes all 3. When someone finishes speaking, you stop. You take 1 breath. Then you respond, and the change was insane. I started speaking clearly, night and day difference. Because I had 1 second to organize my thoughts, I stopped mumbling and stumbling. I became a better listener. People felt heard. They'd say things like, "You really get me," even though I barely said anything, and I stopped running out of things to say because I was actually hearing people instead of panicking in my own head. But here's what nobody tells you. The pause isn't just about listening. It's about creating mental space. 1 second where your brain isn't scrambling. And what you do with that space, that's where the real magic happens. I'll show you in a second. Quick note, if this is helping you, like and subscribe. Now, here was my problem. I'd forget to do it. I'd have a bad conversation, and 30 minutes later think, oh yeah, I was supposed to pause. So I needed a way to make it stick. 3 things saved me. First, a daily reminder. Every morning my phone said, pause before responding. That's it. Sounds dumb, it worked. Second, box breathing before conversations. In for 4, hold for 4. Out for 4, hold for 4. It pulled me out of my head and into the moment. Third, 1 phrase, let them finish. Anytime I felt the urge to interrupt or jump in, I repeated it. After 2 weeks, it became automatic. But here's where it gets interesting. Most people learn the pause habit, they get better, and then they plateau. They're improved but stuck. I was headed there too until I found the final piece. The pause creates space. Most people waste it thinking, what should I say? You can use it for something far more powerful. Every time you pause, focus on improving one specific thing, not 10. 1. This is the secret. Right now, I'm working on being more authentic. So when I pause, I ask myself, what do I actually think about this? Not what sounds smart, not what they want to hear. What do I think? Last month, it was talking louder. I used to speak like a mouse. So every pause, I reminded myself, speak from your chest. Before that, it was asking better questions. Every pause, what am I genuinely curious about? This is the difference between people who improve and people who stay stuck forever. Most people try to fix everything at once. Be funnier, be louder, be more confident, be more interesting. They fail because it's impossible. Your brain can't focus on 12 things, but one thing that works. You focus on one skill during every pause. After a few weeks, it becomes automatic. Then you move on. That's how social skills are built. Not by collecting tips, not by watching videos and nodding along, but by using the pause habit as a training ground, one skill at a time. The pause gives you space. What you do with that space determines everything. So here's what you do starting today. Pick one thing to improve. Speaking louder, being more curious, showing more interest, anything. Then, every time you're in a conversation, pause for 1 second before responding, and in that second, focus on your one thing. Do this for 2 weeks. You will notice a difference, and here's the truth about social skills. They're not about being perfect. They're not about always saying the right thing. They're about presence. The pause forces you to show up. To actually be there instead of spiraling in your head. That's what people feel. That's what they respond to. Presence, not perfection. So pause before you respond. Pick one thing to work on and watch what happens. You might surprise yourself. Thanks for watching.